Okay, it's rolling.
Alrighty, so today we're here with Rosie and we're doing what we call a structured walk. And the structured walk is not a time for her to be kind of smelling and doing that type of stuff. This is teaching her how to walk loose leash out on a walk. Over time, as she gets better and better at this is when then you can start letting her smell more and be a little less structured. But in the beginning stages, we want to use this time to help her stop pulling and barking and things like that. So try to give her an opportunity to go potty before you start the walk. That way she doesn't have to stop and smell everything, because we want her to keep moving. We don't want her to stop, smell, do all that type of stuff. And we want to keep her right next to us. Remember that if the dog is ahead of you on the walk, then they're the ones who are confronting anything that comes your way first. So they're more likely to feel like they're in charge and they have to deal with that. And it's more likely that they'll start barking or getting anxious about whatever's coming towards them. Where if they're walking next to you, then you're kind of on equal grounds, or if anything, they will see you in a leadership position. So what you want to be doing is put the leash through your wrists like this. Make sure you have it nice and tight. Keep her right next to your side. You want her to be about with your seam of your pant leg like that. So you want to keep her right next to you. If she were to pull ahead of you, remember, do a quick correction, like a nice light up and down. You want to be able to pull up and release at the same speed. You don't want to pull up and hold if you do not have to. Just pull up and release. And do that if she keeps pulling, do it a couple times. If necessary, stop until she relaxes. Because the goal is to have this leash loose on her while you're walking as much as possible, unless you're giving a quick correction. If she's stopping to smell and doing whatever she wants, you just hold on to the leash and just keep walking forward. So if you want to pan down with the camera to me, I'll show you how to come on a little closer. I'm going to show you how to set this up. So I personally keep the leash attached to the collar because it slips over her head. I'm not going to take it off of her head because we're outside. So slip it over her head and then line the leash with her spine like this. The buckles should be able to touch each other like this without it choking her. So it should still fit nice and loose, or comfortably so. Then once this leash is along her back spine, you've got the second loop. You take it, you go under the rib cage, behind the front legs. Make sure this lies nice and flat on her belly and on her rib cage so you don't have any twists pulling at her. And then you take the handle and you go towards her head through that second loop like this. That means that when you pull like this, it loosens up. If you go down towards her spine, when you pull like that, it would stay tight like this. So we want this to loosen up so it's nice and comfy. All right, so if you want to pan backwards with the camera, we'll go for a little bit of a walk. And what I want you to do is just kind of follow me so that way you can see what I'm doing. Perfect. Let's cross the street. So notice how the leash is nice and loose. She pulled a little bit, so I corrected her. And then as she's trying to smell, I'm keeping my arms straight and I'm just walking forward. Correction if she goes ahead of me. And as one little tip, just to make sure it's a little windy so you can hear it in the camera, I don't let her get to the point where she's pulling ahead of me. As soon as she really gets ahead of my toes, I then do a correction then to stop her so she doesn't start pulling. Okay? Okay, we'll keep going. Notice that as we're going, the leash is getting more time where it's looser. Mm-hmm. If she gets nervous about things, she just got nervous about that fire hydrant, you want to keep moving. If she gets nervous, the worst thing you can do is stop and let her think about it too long. just keep moving as long as she will, and that'll help her get over those fears. Remember, when you walk confidently, it'll translate to her as well. All right, perfect. So this is how you can use the structured walk to help her stop pulling on the leash. Good.